Welcome back to Ghost Pirate Entertainment. I'm your host, Kanan Becker, and today we talk about the most anticipated horror movies of 2021. Well, since 2020 was such a bummer of a year, there was a lot of horror movies that were supposed to be released that we were looking forward to that never came out because of you know what. But on a brighter side, on a brighter note, on a good note, this year stands to be a phenomenal year when it comes to horror movies. There is so many big titles that we've been looking forward to for now a couple years in some cases, but we should hopefully, fingers crossed, if I could cross them, we should see them this year. So first up is Army of the Dead. I'm very excited about this. It's Zack Snyder's zombie heist movie that's coming out to Netflix at some point, supposedly this year. And I'm excited. I mean, it's got a killer cast, and just from the little sneak peek images that we've gotten, it looks like it's going to be a fun action horror type of film. So I'm looking forward to that. It looks to be like balls to the wall, just craziness. So I think that should be a very cool project, and I'm excited to see what comes of that this year. Terrifier 2. Everybody that knows me knows I love Art the Clown. He's just so much fun. Just really dig the shit out of that dude. And I cannot be more excited about a movie this year than Terrifier 2. Because to me, Terrifier, the original, was so great in so many ways and really reached above its level that it should have even been allowed to do, because it is a really small budget project. But the one gripe I have had with it is just that there wasn't enough of a script. I'd like to have some actual legit characters that you are invested in, and just maybe a little more backstory on Art and who he is, what he is, stuff like that. So I just feel like they heard that feedback. And so from what I've heard, reading this and that, and people I've talked to, this one is going to have more of a story to it. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see how far the world of Terrifier can go, because I think there's potential there, especially for Art, to become like a mainstay, like a Freddy Krueger, Jason, household horror name kind of thing. Okay, next up is Antlers, and I'm very excited to see this movie. And this should be one that we get to see very soon. The release date, tentatively, I guess right now, is February 13th. So either way, I'm guessing we're going to get this here in the next couple months. And this looks like it's going to be that really cool...
They're coming to get you.
It looks like it's going to be some kind of really cool creature feature, but with almost like a crime drama, gritty feel about it. And I'm really looking forward to this. Next up is Godzilla vs. Kong, and this is supposed to be releasing in May, but there is a little bit of legal battles and back and forth going on because Warner basically are dropping all their movies this year to HBO as well as theatrical. And so the Legendary Films, the guys that made this film, kind of not too happy with it. So there's a back and forth going on. But I've read that is kind of coming to a close, and they are kind of coming to some agreement. So tentatively, as of right now, from the things I've read, it is supposed to come out this May. Next up is the Resident Evil reboot. And there's not a whole lot out on it yet, because they're tentatively trying to get it out sometime this year, but it's supposed to be late this year, I think, from what I've read. But they're still being really tight-lipped about what we're going to see. But it is going to be a smaller project from what I've read, and not as big of a budget, not as flashy, but a little more real and tight. So a lot of the Resident Evil fans of the game especially are excited because it's supposedly going to stick a little bit more to the true roots of Resident Evil. And I think that would be really cool to see. Instead of this big blockbuster action type of movie, have it be a little smaller and a little more creepy and just that real horror, not so much of an action blockbuster. Next up is Don't Breathe 2. And this is one that I'm extremely excited about because I felt like that was a movie, the original Don't Breathe, that not enough people talked about. And I just thought it was so much fun and so unique in a lot of different ways. This really cool claustrophobic feel about it. And I'm just really excited to see where they go with the sequel. There's a lot of different directions that they could go. And I just really think it has the potential anyway to be just a really badass, cool sequel. So hopefully, fingers crossed that it's going to be a really cool project going forward. Next up, Spiral. And this is one I'm extremely excited about as well. This is one that is talked about a lot in the horror communities because it's the next chapter of the Book of Saw, so to speak. So it's exciting to see where this loved franchise can go from here. I mean, Saw has been done in a lot of different ways, and it's kind of up in the air. Like, is this going to be the end kind of thing, even though it's supposed to be the next chapter, or are they going to do something unique and different, and it's going to be this cool way of moving that franchise forward here in the future? Next is The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. And this is one that I'm as excited as any other horror movie this year to see, because I just love the Conjuring franchise. I love what they've done with the first two movies so much. I'm not as much of a fan of some of the other offshoot movies, like Annabelle especially, but I have really enjoyed the first two Conjuring. So I'm definitely excited to see the third one, and it's supposed to be kind of different, so we'll see. Next one I'm going to mention is Forever Purge. And I love all the Purge movies. Honestly, it's kind of gotten better with each film. And I'm excited to see what they could do with this next one, because there's still a lot of potential and a lot that can be done in that universe. And I feel like it could get even more brutal and even more twisted. And I'd really like to see them go more in that direction. But either way, this summer, supposedly, we're going to see another chapter in the Purge franchise. So I'm excited to see that. Next up, Wrong Turn, the reboot. And I'm excited to see what this is all about. I'm excited to see if this is just another one like the last couple Wrong Turns, which have not been the greatest movies, or is this going to be more like the original and be more of a story and not just this kind of gore fest, but actually have some interesting script, interesting actors, better budget, better direction. We'll see. But from things I've read, it is supposed to be more legit, more along the lines of the original. So I'm excited to see what happens with this movie this year as well. Next up is The Collected, which is the third in the Collector series. And I'm extremely excited about this one. I love that world, love that universe. It's brutal and just so fascinating and just a lot of fun. And it wasn't that long ago that I discovered this, and I'm like, oh my god, I've been sleeping on this fucking series. So I'm really glad that I've discovered it now, and I'm very excited to see the third one coming out later this year. Next would be Candyman, and this is one that it killed all of us all last year because we kept thinking we were going to get it, and it kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. But hopefully we get it. Fingers crossed again. Hopefully we get it this year. And Jordan Peele, I mean, Candyman, like, I love Candyman. It's got to be a good movie. I really, really hope that all the excitement we've had is not ruined and this movie just is not what we were hoping for. I've heard mixed things. Some people have said in things I've read that they reshot some stuff and had to rework and retool some stuff because they really didn't like how it had gone, and since they had more time, they kind of reworked it. I've read other things where they're super excited about it and think it's fantastic. So I don't know, but I'm just really hoping that we're not disappointed. No matter what, though, I'm just so excited for this movie to come out this year. And then the last movie I gotta mention is the one that I am by far the most excited about, and it's kind of a no-brainer, and that's Halloween Kills. I love Halloween. I love Michael Myers. Halloween 2018 was good, and there was a lot that I loved about it. There was some things that I wasn't super high on, like fucking New Loomis. Hate that dude. But he's dead, so who gives a shit now, right? But no matter what, I just love Halloween movies, and even the bad ones, I'm always like first guy in theaters to see it. So I am super excited to see this movie. I did a trailer reaction to that last one. When we get another trailer, hopefully I'll make a full-on trailer. I will do a reaction for that. But no matter what, I am just so excited to see this movie this Halloween. So that's going to do it for me today. That's my list of horror movies that I'm super excited about. Leave in the comments down below if there's any movies that I missed and trailers that I should check out. I'm always looking for new suggestions, but also new horror movies coming out that I should keep my eyes and radars or whatever out for. But that's going to do it for me today. Please hit the subscribe button and ding the little bell because that is the best way to keep track of this channel. And when I post videos like this, and I post videos like this at least twice every week. I also want to give a big thank you to all my patrons. You guys are so supportive and I appreciate you so much. And if you would like to find out more about becoming a patron, the link is down in the description. And like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember, horror can be fun. I will see you guys next time.